Hello, everyone. My name is Lucifer, and welcome to Portraits of a Ghost. Singular portrait, not multiple. This game is made by Endisis. We've played a couple of their visual novels before, and they're very cool. So let's get into it. Sit back, relax, please share this video to who you think might like it, and get yourself a nice beverage and something to eat. Part 1. How to profit off of grief. That's a very common tactic done by businesses to get money. Right this way, madame. Please make yourself comfortable. But why don't we have a chat before we begin? Tell me more about your dear husband. There, yes, bless his poor soul. In a modest sitting room with curtains open to the afternoon sun, the widow perched like a shadow in the arms of a plush velvet seat. With her veil pulled back from her head, delicate fingers clutching the handkerchief she brought repeatedly to her large, sorrowful eyes, she made the perfect image. Picture perfect. Of the poor grieving soul that the gentleman sitting before her so often received. Very creepy. A poet might have described her glistening eyes as deep pools of wretched misery, or oceans that had no end. But Arthur Hope was not a poet. His only observation about the woman's face was his hope that she wouldn't burst into tears during the sitting. Arthur made his living off of grief, of course, but dealing with the grieving was a rather tiresome fact of his profession. As the widow went on about her poor deceased lover, his gentle and charitable nature, and so on, he carefully prodded her, now and again, about the man's general features, forming an image in his head of how best to shape his next creation. It's not going to be like Corpse Factory, right? Another great series that I played. I recommend checking it out. It'll be down in the description. A young man with a lion's mane of bright hair, average height, deep-set eyes. I'm sure I have a plate matching that description somewhere. It's a good thing I had that wig handy. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have a real picture to take first. There are so many things I wish I said to him. Oh, he told me not to worry, but I'm sure he was a wonderful man, madame. I'm so sorry once again for your loss. You know, I always tell my clients I can never guarantee when my camera might capture a spirit. But today I feel almost certain you might be in the room with us. Why don't we take your picture now and see for ourselves? Oh, yes, of course. Make yourself at home. I'll be right back. Okay, so center the subject within the frame. Okay. There she is. Whoa, okay. That should leave enough space to add a spirit. Oh, you're gonna Photoshop that in. Alright, okay. I just burned my lips with hot water, holy shit. We're ready to begin. Please stay still until I tell you when the exposure is complete. Yes. If you're there, my darling, please show yourself. Please. I don't think he will, but he might in your mind and feelings. Arthur Hope hadn't always been a charlatan. Once he had been Artie, a shy and painful honest boy with angelic blue eyes and a limitless imagination. He spent every chance he could in his uncle's library, losing himself in tales of monsters and terror. They never so frightened as the real world around him, he could honestly say. Honesty, however, would rarely turn out to help him. Honesty had not stopped his uncle's cane, nor his withering looks. It did not protect him from the schoolmates' vicious pranks, nor impress the teachers. Gray, hollowed men with thinning hair and thick spectacles, and at the various boarding schools that always inevitably sent him back home. it hadn't always been his fault. One had simply closed due to an unfortunate scarlet fever outbreak. No, it was a liar's world, and by the time Arthur Hope first found himself behind the lens of his late uncle's sliding box camera, he'd built, well, if not a kingdom of lies, then at least a barony. At just shy of 30, his schemes had brought him an unsteady income and the regard of a handful of influential friends, few of whom knew his background or how much he truly borrowed from them. Arthur's uncle had taken up photography late in his life, and having no family save for his troublesome nephew, had left the young man the aging house he turned into his studio, along with a small fortune in equipment after his death. Arthur had little interest in the profession beforehand, but even he could not resist the allure of a burgeoning technology that was so much like magic. Capturing light through a mechanical eye, preserving an image of the world, a single moment in time. It was something just like the tales of mystery he grew up on. The ability to capture his own likeness was, of course, its own draw. He had a fair face, he was not shy to admit, and would like a reminder of it should he ever have the misfortune of living a long life. Hey, selfie, let's go! I know too much about selfies because of Life is Strange. That's a great game. Carefully, he slid the plate holder out from the camera's wooden frame. A pile of discarded glass plates and blurry album prints sat on a table beside him, the fruits of his earlier attempts. I have a good feeling about this one. Let's get you to the dark room, shall we? Scary. It was as the print formed in the early afternoon sun. That Arthur Hope saw his uncle's ghost in the frame beside him. Oh, great. That's gonna go great. Oh, lovely. Awesome. Yeah. Spirit caught on camera. Ghost photograph. Spirit photography. Something images. Ghostly images, most probably. Oh. 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 Okay. Ghost photograph shocks the world. Photographer captures ghostly images. Spirit photography, the man behind the camera. Are spirits all around us? Ghost photographer, Arthur H. Hope claims to have the answer. Oh! Alright. It was only after a sleepless night of waiting for a spirit to accost him, then furiously rifling through his uncle's equipment, that he realized he'd made a simple and perfectly ordinary mistake. He probably overexposed something, or super exposed on top, right? Superimposed. Photographic plates have to be cleaned very thoroughly to remove any imprint left behind by a previous negative. Arthur, an amateur, had not done. Right. Okay, got it. Thus, a trace of one of his uncle's self-portraits remained on the glass plate he'd used for his own. But the fact that the image had lined up so perfectly was nothing short of a miracle. A miracle that sparked the idea of a brand new, lucrative story in Arthur's mind. A ghost photographer, he really captures them with its true earnest form. It's him. Oh, my darling, I knew you were with me all this time. Thank you, Mr. Hope, thank you. He looks so peaceful. I don't know what to say. Overwhelmed, the widow began to sob. Arthur patted her back gently. I can earn more if I make them come back for a sitting or two before I give them a spirit. But I felt sorry for her this time. I'm growing soft. Not at all, madame. It brings me joy to know you have a guardian spirit watching over you, even beyond the grave. I can be at peace now, thanks to you. Please, take this. She handed him a stack of crisp banknotes, far more than the agreed-upon sum. I can't possibly, madame. I insist. Not a bad use of time after all. Part 2. Portrait of a Girl. Okay. Oh, so he gets like his friends and like, other people to pose for him for like other... Okay, got it. All right. Late in the evening, a knock came at Arthur's door. The widow had been his last appointment of the day, but it was all too common for unwanted visitors to arrive long after closing. Sometimes it was the press, sometimes an angry skeptic, sometimes a wretched, grieving soul who would beg for his charity. This is really weird, but someone used the word skeptic again today, and I was like, skeptic? That does not look like skeptic. In my mind, it's like skeptic is like skeptik for some reason, and I read this as septic tank for some reason, but the word skeptic is spelled like that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really strange. It's a coincidence? I don't know. Maybe not. Like the video to show how much of a coincidence it is. If you think the word skeptic is spelled septic, then you smash the buttons of the button that you want to smash. Arthur. I ignored it, headed for the door. I'll head towards the door. Why not? What bad or good thing can happen if I head towards the door? Nothing. I won't get possessed by a ghost. Not at all. Oh. Arthur crept down the staircase to the entryway of the old house and quietly approached the door. He carefully looked through the spy hole. Spy. Stood there in the rain was a girl. Oh, that's gonna be great. She didn't seem to have an umbrella or raincoat, but it was a miracle that she wasn't drenched thoroughly. Perhaps she'd arrived by carriage? She's a ghost! But Arthur hadn't heard one approaching, and none were stopped in the street. You all heard that. I don't have to spell it out. Once more, she rapped on his door. Hey, yo, I be rapping on his door, rapping all the time, rapping every single day. Yo, I can't rhyme for shit. Yo, yo. Arthur wondered how long she'd been standing there. He decided to ignore her. I'm gonna open the door. I don't want to get angry any spirits today. That seems like a bad idea. With some hesitation, Arthur swung the door open. Can I help you, miss? He looks like a doll. He looks like someone dressed up a mannequin. I don't know if that's just me. Or he looks like the main character from Lies of P. I want to play that. I haven't played that. I also want to play Elden Ring and all the other Dark Souls game. It's been years since I've played those, and I've gone so bad at those. I might stream those. Follow if you want to see those streams. Can I help you, miss? In the gloom of the rain, lit with only the light coming from the hall, the young woman was surprisingly lovely. She looked about 20, with a face so fair she could have been a porcelain doll, if not for the deep brown eyes that stared with such vivid intensity from behind her dark lashes. Locks of her chestnut hair spilled from a bonnet trimmed with white ribbons and silk roses. Her gown was made of a rich green satin and fine white lace. She looked expensive, yet at least a decade out of style. I have to say, I really like Endice's narration as well. I really want to get better narration. I think I've said this in like other videos, but I really want to get better narration for like both D&D. I want to write my own stuff as well. I just haven't had the time, which I know every writer says, which is such a bad thing to say. But yeah, I want to get better narration, and I think it would be so cool. And yeah, I just enjoy narration and reading and doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Yeah. The girl clearly came for money, but it seemed that she, or her guardians, had dated tastes. Are you the photographer? Her voice was soft but did not betray any nervousness. Her brown eyes stared right at him. Almost. Arthur felt straight through him. Okay. Well, yes, but my friends call me Arthur. I don't wish to become your friend, sir. But if you are indeed who you say you are, then I require your services. Making demands straight away, eh? Definitely a rich lass, perhaps even highborn. In that case, best to hear her out. Or maybe she's a ghost and she needs to get through this really fast. You gotta get really fast through it. What can I do for you, miss? You're the photographer, are you not? I need you to take my picture. I'd be happy to make an appointment with you, miss, but I can't guarantee a spirit will appear. I don't want anyone or anything else in the photograph. I just need my picture taken. A likely story? She wouldn't be the first to ask for a simple, ordinary sitting, while secretly hoping for a ghost to appear. Well, I'm fully booked for quite a while, but I'd be happy to arrange a sitting. You have no one with you now, so why can't you take my picture? Miss, it's late. Lamplight makes for a poor image, and I'd have to wait until daylight to make the print in any case. Might I also emphasize how inappropriate it is for a young lady to call upon a man uninvited after dark? Please. One picture. It's all I ask. Please, I've been waiting for so very long. Gah. I should. It's not worth it. You're out to send her away. I will send her away. She not hath to hear me. It is inappropriate. It is very untimely for a lady to come into a man's house like this. I think I've made my answer clear, miss. Good day. Please. Nope. Shush. Slam the door. No, wait, I can do it. 1 second, I can slam a door. I'm gonna regret this because I don't want to slam a door. It's the middle of the night, but I don't know that it was her. I'll do it again. That's as loud as you're gonna get. I'm sorry. It's late. No, I'll do it louder. Let's do this one more time. The door bolt came in the way, but I hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna close the door. I sincerely hope I didn't make noise, but I made it. Oh God. All right. He waited there for a moment, perhaps out of some small sense of remorse for leaving a desperate girl alone in the rain, but no further knocking came. Perhaps I could have offered an umbrella, but she didn't ask. And it isn't my concern anyway. Sparing one final glance at the door, he turned his back and retreated up the staircase to his study once more. I am too high and posh for that. Time passed, and Arthur soon forgot about his strange visitor. Right this way, Mr. Harper. Can I offer you any tea? None, thank you. Of course. Did you bring a guest with you for the sitting? What? No, I came alone. Then who was that? Well, never mind. Oh. Memento Mori. Interesting. All right, okay. Let's go back to hear her out. Why not? Can I at least ask why you need a photograph so badly? There's somebody I must send my picture to. I'm sure you can get a picture anywhere at this time and age, ma'am. Somebody who I haven't seen in a very long time, who needs to see how I look now. How I've changed. There are plenty of other studios that could accommodate you. None of them would open their doors to me. None of them are like you. There truly is nobody in this world like you, sir. Well, if there's anything I can't resist beside a large purse, it's flattery. Yeah, no, flattery or large purses can be very, very bad for business, especially like this. Especially if you're a con artist, you need to know when to say no. You need to be so strict with how you deal with business. You cannot deviate from your rules, whether it's for money or for anything else, because you will get found out so soon. Yeah. And let's admit it, that sweet face isn't an easy one to refuse. That's how they get you. Being around sobbing fools all day really has turned me soft. Fine, you convinced me. Please step this way, Miss Edith Harper. All right, interesting. Can I offer you any tea? None, thank you. Please, can we hurry? As you wish. I don't think you'll be sending anything right tonight, because, no one's gonna be open up tonight, so it doesn't really matter if you hurry or not. Whoa. I will save. Shoot, I can't save. Okay. I can't really do anything. Oh. Okay. Ah. Huh? Ah, there you go. We'll need more candles. I can't get an image like this. Technology is awfully inconvenient. Well, it is convenient. It's just there are things sometimes that you require for the convenience, and that's totally fine, you know? You could have come up during daylight, you know. Oh, well, that's more lit. Let's go. Oh, she isn't there anymore. Wait, where'd she go? Where'd she go? As I say in the wrong accent. Are you ready yet? Oh, that's not good. Yes, we can begin now. Ugh, what's come over me? First, I let some arrogant, ill-mannered girl walk over me like a carpet, and now I'm seeing things? Yeah, that you are. That you are. 59, 60. Done. You can move now, miss. Is that all? Good. I'll go prepare the plate now. But again, you'll have to come back tomorrow for the print, Miss Harper. I'll visit you at the same time tomorrow evening. Then what was the rush? There is no rush whatsoever, Edith Harper. I do like your name, though. I think it's really cool. Good night, sir. Wait. Oh, stop her concerned. No, he didn't. He let her go. I will stop her concerned. Do you need me to call a carriage? It's awfully rainy. Oh, that's sweet of you, but decorum isn't necessary. You don't have to act concerned for me. She smiled a little sadly, but quickly turned her back again and headed for the doorway. I'll be back soon. Good night. Good night, Edith Harper. Disregarding his protests, she slipped from the room, through the entryway and out into the front door, into the rainy night. She didn't even ask to borrow an umbrella. Damn it, I forgot to discuss payment too. Well, hopefully she brings enough with her tomorrow. Maybe she pays by not haunting you? See, that seems like a power move, though. Heck yeah. Powerful girl, let's go. Now I have to get this plate ready before it dries, but after that, perhaps I'll retire early. It certainly has been an interesting night. Interesting. Ooh. That night, Arthur Hope had strange dreams. Did he dream of Lucifer? If you dream of Lucifer, smash the like button. Watch as this video gets no likes at all. Part 3. Phantoms. A chill wind rocked the house, rapping against the walls. Figures crept around the edges of Arthur's vision, flickering like flames, hovering like moths. A weight covered his entire body. He could not shift or twist his limbs. The blankets engulfing him felt like earth packed with stones. Heavy, cold, damp. I do apologize if me talking isn't proper. My throat's a bit weird, so. Something wriggled against his clothes, creeping up his neck, over the side of his cheek, into his eye socket. That's not great. Is it Venom? Venom, the last photo? Another crawled into his open mouth, slithered down his windpipe. He tried to scream, but not a sound came. His jaw was locked in place. His lungs were still. More writhing things engulfed him, eating at his flesh, digging between his bones. Arthur jerked violently out of bed, gasping. Cold air filled his lungs, bringing him back to the waking world. He rubbed his eyes, then struck a match and lit the candle at his bedside table. The flame danced as he lifted it, gingerly in the dark. No use trying to go back to sleep after that. Ugh, water first, and I'll head to my study and read. Oh, that's creepy. But normal. What? Never mind, it's creepy. Not normal. I was wrong, completely wrong. I'm assuming you guys heard that. A noise rang out in the dark. Arthur listened. Sure, it must be the rain on the roof or a shutter against the windows. Those are tip-tip-taps, right? Oh, yeah. But the sound was too close to come from outside. No, it was more like... Oh, wow, the music rose. Okay, this is actually creepy. Footfalls, the creaking of a floorboard. Good lord, did someone break in while I was asleep? Quietly, Arthur reached beside his bed for the familiar weight of his uncle's cane, then carefully, cautiously stood up. It's gonna go great, right? Everything's gonna go great. If you think it's gonna go great, then smash a like. I'm gonna get unliked because I'm asking so much. But it would be helpful. Oh, I gotta move it. Oh. Great. Okay. Get a hold yourself, Art. A burglar is nothing. You've dealt with worse. Have you dealt with Lucifer? How does it feel to deal with Lucifer, everyone? Just looking around. Still nothing. Ugh, this pounding in my chest. It's all thanks to that blasted dream. A blasted dream. You know, you get a cup of tea and a blasted dream. Oh, that's great. I see that. Hello? I know you're there. Come out. Nothing. Did I imagine it? I'm sure I heard a sound. It's actually really scary. I think it's my first time being scared by the visual novel this much. Or maybe my second or third time. I'm not sure. But it's one of like the top times I've been scared in a visual novel. Like, it's actually like heart-raising. The sound came again, but thicker, heavier, clunking along the wooden floorboards. Creak. Oh wait, no, you already heard that. Why? I don't have to do that. I mean, you guys can sound the things down below. Totally, go for it. Arthur continued through the house, heartbeat growing faster, louder, more erratic with every step. His grip never left the hefty weight of the wooden cane. I'll teach you to never lie to me again, boy. I didn't, I swear it. Then who left it out in the rain? This book was worth more than your sorry hide. But the cane seemed to grow heavier in his hand, then warmer, then white hot like a flame. Arthur jerked and dropped it from his hands. It landed on the floorboards with a thud. Thud. He brought his searing hand to the candlelight. It was burnt straight through the bone. Holy Mother of God. Leaving ruined melted flesh on his blackened skeleton. Oh gosh. I'm assuming this is a dream. Fire engulfed his body. His skin melted from his flesh, crisping and charring. He let go of the candle, screaming. The tiny flame licked at the wood and set it alight. Everything turned to smoke and fire and dust. I read dust as lust. I don't know why. Arthur tried to run, to scream again, but black smoke filled his lungs. His body felt like it was buried in earth. Hot, burning earth. Nothing was left of him now but bones and ash. Oh, it actually happened. And then there was nothing left at all. Nothing but darkness. Or it didn't. And the sound of that infernal cane. Arthur Hope's remains curled up on the floor, writhing like an insect, uttering pitiable, choking cries that sputtered into rasping gasps. And there, as he lay on the floor in the corner of his eye, blurry, barely visible, like a photographic negative, an afterimage, a phantom. A figure stood, ghostly white. Oh my... okay. Part 4. Portrait of... Okay. Part 4. Portrait of a ghost. Okay, so it was... Okay, alright. It was a dream. Arthur Hope awoke at dawn in his bed. He lay silently, heart still racing as the faint ruby light traced his face. He breathed in, then out, slowly until his heartbeat steadied. Then he gingerly sat up and rubbed his eyes. I haven't had dreams like that since the old man. Well, not in a long time. He felt beside his bed. The familiar, terrible weight of that old wooden cane rested in the same spot it always did. A quick look in the mirror as he dressed confirmed that his body and skin remained intact and unburned. And he was none the worse for wear, save for a dark shadow blooming around his eye. That morning, he skipped his usual perusal of the paper and crept up to his study, unearthing a pen and ink and an old journal from his drawer instead. Familiar old handwriting and scribbles peeked out from the pages. Why am I so shaken up that I'd return to this? It's a shame no one's invented a camera that can capture dreams yet. But I suppose then there'd be no need for poets. Right, ChatGPT, right? Yeah. The hours. Actually, no. I believe there is a thing where a machine reads the electrical signals from your brain while you're sleeping, and it can recreate what you dreamt to like a pretty good degree. Like, it's very blurry, but I think, yeah, there is a machine that can do that. That's actually insane that we can do that nowadays. That's like so cool. And it's done because the patient basically goes through multiple objects, and the signal for those objects is read. So whatever signal that the person thinks about becomes that object, because that's what they're thinking about. So if I think a pen, a frog, and a horse, then the pen is like a certain signal, a frog is a certain signal, and a horse is a certain signal. And when they dream, they will dream of particular things and scenes and stuff, and the machine basically like reads those signals and then recreates that, because it knows that this signal means this thing for this patient. So yeah, it's really fascinating, and I wonder if we can incorporate that with the Gaussian 3D environment building AI nowadays. That would be really, really cool if we could incorporate those two together and make like actual, like, see the actual dreams and such. That would be so cool. Like and I'm going off on a tangent, and I usually do this when I really get into a game, really get into a really nice visual novel like this. But earlier today, when I was like half asleep, like I was awake, but I hadn't gotten enough from bed. But I was like daydreaming. I had like this like indie horror game dream for some reason, where I was at this huge mansion at a snow place, and everyone was gone. Because I had gone to do something and I was alone, and I had gone to look at the window at some point, and when I came back, the outside, I had a small room a bit away from like the rest of the house, and like a small door leading to the outside snowy area garden had opened up, and there was like snow leading up into the bathroom. I tried to knock, and there was no one. I went around the house and came back, and then no one was in the bathroom afterwards, and when the bathroom was open. Then I think people came later on, and for some reason there was this kimono lady like slowly walking towards us, and we had to like go around her and get somewhere. And there was also this Santa with a blue karate uniform and a red Santa hat also chasing us, along with a blue kimono lady. It was really weird. I don't know why I daydreamed that. Anyways, back to the game. That would just be a cool indie game, I guess. Maybe I can create that one day. If this video gets enough if this video gets like 5,000 likes, I'll do it. I can barely cross like 2 likes, so that's never gonna happen. So haha. That he could barely focus on as he lined up shot after shot, prepared plate after plate. Whew, my mic's gonna have a field work with this. PBs and Cs. A strange night. Old memories. A strange yet stunning girl. It was late afternoon by the time Arthur realized he'd forgotten to do what the same girl who so occupied his mind had asked him of. Damn it, it's cloudy out, but there should be enough light to get a print. Arthur carefully set the glass plate in the printing frame, secured a sheet of album and paper against it, then closed the case and set it by the windowsill. You know what would be a really cool game? So you know mortuary assistant, right? Where you're like doing mortuary assistant stuff. You know, you're actually dealing with dead bodies and actually like doing like accurate dead body stuff to prepare it. But with like photographs. So mortuary assistant, the concept of mortuary assistant, where you're basically you take photographs during the day or something, and at night you have to develop these photographs, and you have to find the ghost, the scary photograph out of the ones that you're trying to filter out and do stuff with. Maybe you're like a con artist like this, processing ghostly photos onto normal photos, and some of them are haunted and you have to like deal with the ghosts. That would be a cool concept. I think there was this game, Martha is Dead, I think. I seen it on Twitch. That had a photograph section, and that was really cool. I mean, it wasn't super in depth, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, a security sheet of albumin, paper against it, then close the case and set it by the windowsill. Now to let it sit. It was as the last rays of sun faded that Arthur Hope pulled the image from the frame and stared straight into the face of a corpse. Oh, what in the... The negative looked fine when I put it in. Did I expose it onto the wrong plate? But none of my ghosts look like this. That girl, Edith. She must have tampered with it. I don't think so. She immediately left, so you know. But why? What does she want with me? Oh no. Okay. A familiar rapping came at the door. Yo, it's me, Lucy, at the door. What you gonna do? You just too poor for me. Hey, just saying, all you doing like a chore for me. Yeah, it's like it rapping. I do want to get better at it. I also, weirdly enough, I do want to learn how to like make songs. I think that's a really cool thing to do. Arthur stared at the doorway with a sick feeling in his chest. It might be, what's the thing that everyone died? Lemur disease? I don't know what it's called. Syphilis? He answered the door. No, he certainly did not. That's right, he did not. But no, I will say he did, because why not? It's fun. Arthur stomped to the doorway and flung it open. 1,000 questions and accusations on his tongue. That's right, we'll accuse her. That's her fault. It's Edith Finch's fault. You have a lot of explaining to do, Mrs. Harper. This isn't... Nobody was there. No girl in green satin. Not a single soul. Arthur gritted his teeth and turned away. Why are you so upset? Maybe because of that. Gah! Oh, great. The girl who stood in his sitting room wore no bonnet or day dress. Dirt and soil and damp, dark stains clung to her bare feet and rotted, ruined nightgown. Her skin clung to her flesh in patches, pieces of it eaten away and rotted to the bone. Her long hair was matted in thick tangles. Her eyes were gaping hollows. Someone of your profession certainly startles easily. Dark-eyed girl. Miss Harper? Miss Harper? Is that you, Miss Harper? What do you want? This isn't funny. Certainly not. I'd like my photograph, please. What kind of trick is this? You're the ghost photographer, are you not? Isn't that why you agreed to take my picture? You're a ghost? Oh, well, that's not a good sign. You expected me to be amongst the living? Well, perhaps proper introductions are in order. Oh, well, that's back to not darkness. My name is Edith Emmeline Harper. I died in an accident 11 years ago. I'll spare you the details, but in short, I found it rather upsetting in that my body still hasn't been discovered. So when I heard about you, I decided to take matters into my own hands. You expect me to believe any of this? Is this new to you? I thought you were more of the worldly type. See for yourself, then. Maybe you could just have told me where the body is. You know, it would. All this could have been avoided if you just tell me where the body is. Just tell me. Just go somewhere and tell anyone that where your body is. It's not that hard. If you can talk to me, you can tell me where the body is, right? So it's not like it's not impossible, right? Or am I just too too pleb to understand the ghost? After all, I am the devil, you know. I don't know measly ghost matters, you know, lowly measly ghost matters. Edith reached out toward him. Arthur jerked back, but the girl did not flinch. She gently lifted a filthy hand to his face. Oh, great. Arthur waited for the feeling of rotten flesh, but the girl's skin was smooth and cold. Ice cold. Far too cold and still to belong to something living. Her fingers lingered there until finally Arthur grasped her hand with his own. Oh, yay. It felt like gripping ice. The longer he held, the more his own skin grew cold, numb, and then prickled like something was crawling beneath it. That's enough. Fine. Fine. You're dead. So what does a ghost want with me then? I want you to send that photograph to my brother. The stupid fool thinks I ran off with some man. Me elope, honestly. Tell him to look for me near the old chapel where we used to play. You could have just started with that. That would have made things so much easier. Maybe to the police. I mean, the police would be inclined to believe you a little if they look at you like this, at least. Why don't you tell... Yeah, exactly, see? Why don't you tell him yourself? Why haunt me? Very few people can see or hear ghosts, Mr. Hope. And of them, well, I'll just say that a few murderers end up as professional photographers. What did you say? I'm assuming Arthur killed his uncle or grandfather. There was only one thing in common between the people who could see or hear me, Mr. Hope. They'd all killed before. Part 5. Memento vivere. Arthur Hope wasn't always a charlatan. Once he'd been a penniless young man, struggling to make an honest living, and often had to supplement his income through other means. When one day a letter arrived for him from his elderly uncle, requesting his assistance around the household due to the old man's ailing health. Young Art packed his few belongings and headed to what he hoped would be a welcome reunion. Oh, maybe he put a pillow to his uncle's face to get rid of the misery for both of them. That hope would quickly be dashed. I never killed anyone. I didn't kill him. I didn't mean to. He had himself a foot in the grave already, so I didn't... Arthur. I just wanted to scare him. He deserved that much. He treated me like a dirt my entire life. And then when he called me to his sickbed, I thought maybe he'd apologize to me just once. But no, the old man wanted to cut me out of his will. Me, his only flesh and blood, just to spite me. He knew that I had nothing. He knew that his money was the difference between life and death. But all he wanted was to spit in my face at the end. What else could I have done? Stop fearing sorely for yourself. Look at you. You're alive, aren't you? So long as you're alive, you can change. You can claw yourself out from whatever hell you've built. It's only as ghosts who have to be stuck in the past. Yet you've been haunted all this time, haven't you? It's done. I signed it in your name, so he'll be sure to open it. Thank you. Arthur Hope carefully placed the sealed envelope into his coat pocket and dusted himself off. His possessions, most of the things that belonged to his uncle, rather had all been sold or given away. Pale daylight filtered through the curtains onto an almost empty room. The house felt like a ghost of itself. Arthur picked up his worn leather suitcase, packed with a few belongings he'd first arrived with long ago, and checked that the envelope was still in his pocket. Then he walked down the empty hall. He stopped when he saw the familiar shape of the wooden cane resting against the wall. He briefly picked it up, feeling its weight, ran his fingers along its aged surface, then sighed and set it down again. He walked out the front door without looking back, a figure only he could see trailing behind him. And now you're in your normal form. Why? How do you change your form? Why would you do that? You could have just been in your normal... Okay. You could have been in your normal form and asked me to just post it, and I don't know, said that he would pay me at some point and just disappeared. There are so many easier ways I could have done this. I mean, I do really enjoy that's how it's done, but I'm being logical for no reason and just to be annoying because I'm a nerd and I'm stupid and blah, 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 blah. I still enjoy this so much. It's great. I love the narration, love the story. What will you do? Start over. Or try to. I need time to sort out all of my messes. Time away from here. It's not like I have anything tying me to this place. I do wonder, though, if ghosts exist, why didn't the old man ever haunt me? Perhaps he had no reason to stay. Ghosts aren't eternal. They fade away, just like people do. Like I will too, is what it sounds like she wants to say. Arthur exited the post office and decided to walk to the harbor. The air was cool and damp. He carefully stepped over puddles left behind from the rain weaving between passerby. People rushing here, there, without any breaks in their monotone lives. All around me are familiar places, familiar faces. But at least they were alive. What will you do? What I've done for the past decade, I suppose. Wander around, see the sights, watch my brother and my nieces. Wait until I get sick of the living world, then see what lies beyond. Say, can ghosts travel? Far away from where they died, I mean. I don't know. I can't say I have ever tried. Well. Would you like... Ghost girlfriend! Ghost girlfriend, let's go! Ghosts are cool. Very cool. Would you like to join me? I mean, countless years without anyone to talk to sounds awfully dull. She can talk to murderers, get their insights on them, become a whole ghost reporter of a kind. That would be cool. Ooh, maybe she could become she could go to a place and tell them to write whatever they want down. I mean, what she says, and she recounts the interview that she did, and she actually becomes a ghost reporter. That would be cool. I thought you said you had enough of ghosts. Fake ghosts. Metaphorical ghosts. Not the real thing. Well, I suppose I'd better keep an eye on you. Who knows what trouble you'll dig yourself into. And you are far better company than some of the serial killers I've met. That's horrifying. And fascinating. Tell me more. Ooh, ghost girlfriend! As the ship pulled away from the harbor, Arthur spotted a familiar face amongst the passengers on deck. Mr. Hope, is that you? Madame, what brings you here? I'm returning home to see my family. I know my dear Samuel wouldn't want me to be all by myself. But what about you? I'm doing some traveling. Oh, just a moment, you have a bit of dust on your shoulder. As the young woman's attention was diverted, Arthur deftly slipped a wad of banknotes into her pocket. Huh. I wish you all the best, madame. You as well, Mr. Hope. Take care. Edith. The girl had stepped away to watch the sea, transfixed on the deep blue that stretched towards the horizon. The sky had cleared and sunlight now sparkled on the crashing waves. Arthur stood beside her quietly and gazed out as the ship slowly sailed away from shore. If he were a poet, he might have tried to describe the color of the sky or the depths of the waters breaking around them. But he only sighed and felt a little sorry that his sliding box camera hadn't fit in his case. Fin. Finalité. Ooh, my fingers crack. That's nice. Interesting. Ooh. Arthur H. Oakwood succumbed to a consumption within a decade, but only after writing a series of beloved mystery novels that featured a cunning detective and his unusual companion, a ghost. He became known for his odd habits, including carrying a sliding box camera around with him and seemingly always talking to himself. His last words were supposedly a name, Edith. To his dying day, he'd never revealed just how he made his ghosts appear in his photographs. Some believe they were simply real all along. Ending 4, Carpe Diem. I mean, it's carpe diem. It's Latin, but I said it in a French way. Interesting. I will get to the other endings in a bit. So don't click away. Click on the like button instead. That would be really awesome and appreciated. Yay! But I do like this. I did really enjoy the story. I think it was really awesome. It's just a really good story. I really enjoyed it. And it's fascinating to think about how ghosts could live and be like that. And I love the world that Endices have created or has created. It's really, really cool. The only thing I will say is that the jump in personality happened way too quickly. Arthur went from being scared about his grandfather to just suddenly being like, okay, yep, I'm done with this place. My whole personality, my whole character arc is done. I'm just going to move on now. That just happened way too quickly. And I think there's a lot in between that could have happened, or it could have happened in a better way. Of course, that would mean the original was longer, but I don't think that would be a bad thing to do. I think, it could have been longer and could have been added more things in between to justify that longness and character development. I think could really have been better. But aside from that, I think it's really cool. I love the world building done here. I love the story. And Ghost Girlfriend! That's so cool. I also don't think that he would go into drinking. I think that Edith would stop him or annoy him as a ghost enough to stop him from drinking. I feel like that's a bit odd, but I mean, it was back then. People drank, and I guess even ghosts can't stop them. That's very fascinating. Also, a random thought occurred to me. What if Edith fell into the ocean? Like, what if it was a Titanic? Would she survive? Because she is a ghost. Maybe she could float, get up and walk on the water or something. That's an interesting thought. I'm gonna go to Arthur dropped the subject. I see. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Yes, for now at least. Everybody dies, you know. Perhaps I'll see you sooner than you think. Farewell, Edith. You know, a big part of me is canonizing the previous ending that I got, and I want Edith and Arthur to be together as ghost people as well. But that is so cool. That is so cool. I'm fangirling this. Yay! Mr. Hope, is that you? Madame, are you here? Family? I know my dear Samuel wouldn't want to be all by myself. But what about you? I'm doing some traveling. Oh, just a moment. A bit of dust on your shoulder. Arthur definitely slipped a wad of banknotes into her pocket. I also don't get this part. I don't know why he's doing this. Like, if she's got enough money to go by, then it would be fine. I mean, I know that Arthur has had a complete personality change here, and he's feeling better, and he wants to do better. But I don't think he would. Again, like I said, it's missing that middle bit where he transforms from who he was to who he is, and I feel like we don't get to know who he was as well. So I feel like it needs the game needs to be longer both at the beginning and the middle part in order to come to this conclusion that he's now giving money to someone, because he needed money before, and now he's giving money, and I think that character arc is missing in this. The journey of the character arc happening is missing. I wish you all the best. Hope take care. As the widow walked off, Arthur turned and gazed out at the sea. The sky had cleared and sunlight now sparkled on the crashing waves. He stared out at the shore and thought he could see for a moment a flash of green standing in the harbor. A fun fact, a flash of green happens when at a particular time in the sea, when the sun dips down and there's a flash of green that happens. And if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, it symbolizes that I believe that the dead have risen or the dead have gone down to Davy Jones's locker. One of those two. So basically to death. So, yeah. But in the next moment, it was gone. Arthur H. Owens will be arrested and convicted on fraud charges within the next 5 years. It seemed he could never change his old habits. He was unable to complete his sentence, however, as his health would quickly worsen. He succumbed to consumption in a matter of months. Okay, this I can more believe because he's in jail, right? His last words were supposedly a name. Edith. I guess she visited him? Maybe she followed him? Who knows? Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I mean, if he wasn't out of bad habits, the best way to do it is a contract. Make them sign a contract without them reading it. And in the contract it says that it's not a real photo, it's Photoshop or something like that, and it's not, and it's for your entertainment. That way, you're not liable for what they do, or just say, "I'm not liable for what you feel about this." Simple. Coincidentally, it would be a Miss Edith Amy Harper who would compile the poems he'd written during his short imprisonment and publish them posthumously. Edith Amy Harper. Wasn't there an H or an E in the middle name? Yet nobody could figure out, in the end, just how he made the ghost appear in the photographs. Or if they were real all along. Okay, so he wasn't connected because of the photographs. Okay. Carmen Signy. Ending 3. Okay, what if so I need to get ending 2 now. Alright. So I'm assuming I shouldn't open the door then? Maybe one of those two? Okay, so something creepy happened. My power went out. I wonder if there's a ghost there. My door is open now, but that's creepy. You know what? No, I'm going to close the door. I'm not going to slam it this time. Maybe the ghost of the door slammers was like, no. No. Okay, the door is closed now. Okay, so I have to go and deny people being let in, I think. Here you go. Ignored it. He got up only to stretch, then turned to his desk where his correspondence was piled. No, wait, this is wrong. No. I had to go even before this, didn't I? Where is the autosave for that? I don't know. Never mind. Do you have to start from the beginning, or is it over here? I'm not sure. I think it was here, right? Ignored it. Okay. More requests have traveled for sittings. It's high time I open a separate studio. But perhaps it'd be better to leave this town entirely first. His thoughts were interrupted by another knock, and soon, another. Perhaps I should at least see who it is. I don't want to. Arthur crept down the staircase to the entryway of the old house and quietly approached the door. He carefully looked through the spy hole. Don't! Stood there, in the rain, was a girl. She didn't seem to have an umbrella or raincoat. It was a miracle she wasn't drenched through perhaps see a carriage or got that. Ignore her. Arthur stepped back from the door, but once more knocking came, growing more desperate. No big taps? That's sad. Perhaps she needs help. Ugh, I hate to get involved. But it wouldn't do me good to become known for letting some poor soul catch her death in the rain. With some hesitation, Arthur swung the door open. Can I help you, miss? In the gloom of the rain, lit with only the light coming from the hall, the young woman was surprisingly lovely. Oh my god, okay. Hear her out. Okay, cool. Oh god, alright, I guess I have to just go through the whole thing again. I don't know what oh, there you go. That's what I wanted to do. It's all upside down. Fun fact, this was actually true. It used to be all upside down because of how cameras worked back then. So you used to see the people upside down in the things. Yeah, so that's done. Then she's not there, then she comes. I don't know if that makes a difference. I'll say let her go, stops her concerned. And then now he can leave through the doors. Okay. The hours passed by, yet the previous night had left him in such a daze. It was only after he sent off a tearful client in the late afternoon did Arthur remember the strange girl and her odd request. Okay. That happens. He answered. No, No, he certainly did not. Okay. I'll do that. Why not? Oh, wow. That's great. Arthur waited for the sound, the infernal sound, to stop. He buried his head in his arms. I've had enough of this. Enough! Gradually, the tapping softened, then slowed. Finally, it fell silent. Doesn't mean she's not there. Arthur breathed a deep sigh, then quietly got up and peeked through the spy hole. Bad idea. Should not have done that. Nobody was there. No girl in green satin. Not a single soul. Arthur gritted his teeth and turned away, and he's gonna get... Yeah, okay, cool. As her bony fingers lingered on his face, he felt his own skin grow colder, tingling until it felt like something was crawling beneath it. We had that conversation. What was the previous thing? What I've done for the past decade, I suppose. Wander around, see the lights, watch my brother and nieces, wait until I get sick of the living world, and then see what lies beyond. I see. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Yes, for now at least. Everybody dies, you know? Yeah, that happens. Wait, whoa. God damn it! I didn't see what happened at the very end there. Okay. Let to leave. Sure. Edith. Okay. Ending 3. Okay, so I did something wrong there. What if I do answer the door? Huh. That's ending 2. 3. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. I'll start from the very beginning. I'll see where that goes. I'll see if maybe I shouldn't have answered the door in the first place or something. I'm not sure. Ignored it. Ignore her. Ooh, okay. Alright. No, he didn't. He let her go. I don't think I chose this one before. Did I? Never mind. No, I did. Never mind. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. Disregarding his protest, she slipped from the room through the entryway and out the front door into the rainy night. She didn't even ask to borrow an umbrella. Damn it, I forgot to discuss payment too. Well, hopefully she brings enough with her tomorrow. Now I have to get this plate ready before it dries out, but after that, perhaps I'll retire early. It certainly has been an interesting night. Oh, well, that all happens. Cool. Okay. Yeah. He answered the door. Wait, what? Part 5, Memento Mori. No, I did that. Oh god, he answered the door. No, he certainly did not. Is it this? No, I'm getting the wrong ending. No, I'm stupid. That's not part 5. That part 5 meant it's part 5 as in the 5th. I'm stupid. I read ending 5. Gosh, I'm getting too ghosty. Arthur Hope wasn't always a charlatan. Once he had simply been a desperate man. Once. Now that was no longer in the case. Nobody looked twice at the well-dressed gentleman with twinkling blue eyes. Even though he was far too young to need the heavy walking stick he carried as he traipsed, urn in hand, to the shore side. There, he tossed the pile of ashes into the sea. Then he turned and walked back the way he came. I never killed anyone. I didn't kill him. Get out. Get out now. And don't come back. I still need you. I'm done helping you. Done. The dead should stay dead. They should stay out of the affairs of the living. Damn it. Haven't I given enough? Haven't I suffered enough? How much more are you going to take from me? The girl looked at him with hollow, empty eye sockets. Her mouth was set in what almost looked like an expression of pity. When Arthur looked at her again, she was gone. Oh, was she? Dun, dun, dun. Time passed and the days moved on much like they always had. But Arthur never completely forgot about his ghostly visitor. Sometimes he imagined he could see her hollow face peeking from behind a doorway or the corner of the frame of his sliding box camera. But the next moment it would be gone. Arthur's clients continued to visit him, seeking to soothe their sorrow and grief, and Arthur continued to provide what only he could. And he might have done so for a long time, if not for the one ghost that turned out to be quite alive. A distraught young woman had visited him after her beloved had died at sea. His ship sunk beneath the waves. Yet a few weeks after his ghost portrait was taken, he turned up right at his beloved's doorstep, thin and haggard, but very much still breathing. It seemed that after his ship sank, the sailor miraculously washed up on a desert island, where he survived off of kelp and rainwater for some weeks before finally being rescued. Soon people began to talk, and more inconsistencies in the spirit photographs became to be noticed, until finally one day an angry crowd formed at Arthur's doorstep. "You should have moved." But by then, the confident trickster had fled. Arthur Hope was never seen or heard from again. Indeed, the name Hope soon began forgotten, as other so-called spiritualists and mediums followed in his footsteps, claiming to speak to the dead or hear otherworldly voices. I just said worldly. I cancelled out the other part. Most of them were frauds, not a scant few truly believed in their own powers. So desperate they were to speak to their departed loved ones. Edith pitied them more, and she pitied the bloodied ghosts she would pass by every now and then. Ghosts like the man who once had devilish eyes and smiled slyly from behind his sliding box camera. So he became a ghost in this one. Nice. He would appear from time to time in the window of the old house until it was destroyed. And then along the shore of the sea on nights when the fog rolled in. Edith knew that the living would never dare hope to hear the voices of the dead. If only they knew the sound of Arthur Hope's blood-curdling screams. Ending to Sic Transit Gloria Mundi. Fascinating. I'm sorry if there's a weird thing of my mindset. My mindset has been changed because there was a break in between because the power went out. But that is fascinating. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you did as well. It was truly, really awesome to just read that. I don't know, there's just something about it. It was so good. It was really well done. I enjoyed that as well. So much. I said that like 5 times. I have no other way of saying it. It's just really good. I love the narration and the writing. Again, I wish there was just more to it. There was more of us to get to know Arthur. There was more to get to know Edith. In my head, obviously, the headcanon is that Arthur and Edith become ghost buddies, and she's ghost girlfriend. That's just really cool. I love that ending in my head. I'm fangirling this. Okay, I think that's really awesome. Yeah, and yeah, and also I play a lot of visual novels on my channel, of course, and I want you guys to let me know if anyone watched, like, the one person who watches through this entire video. Is it weird when I get the other endings? Because a lot of the time it feels weird to get other endings in a visual novel because I don't read everything again, and it feels like there's a disconnect between the reading the story and me getting the endings, because I only read the things that I haven't read, and then I get the ending. I don't know, it felt weird, and I still do it because I want to get an ending sometimes, but still, yeah. It just feels like there's a break in the story because I'm not reading everything again, and I'm just reading the parts that I didn't get previously. Anyways, my thoughts are all the way all over the place now. That was a wonderful game, and I do want to play more of Endices's games. I think they make amazing games, stories rather. I think I played one demo before, or a full game. I am waiting on other games to become demos. All their games right now are in demos, and I want them to become full games, and then I'll play those. So look out for that by following and liking this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the other side.
Take care, and goodbye.